Kevin Durant airs out Draymond Green.
Knew it was over when this happened.
The shit he said was over the motherfucking line.
It was out of line.
So how did that happen? Run me through that?
That play happened. I was going to grab a rebound. He came and grabbed it. I'm thinking he's going to just toss it to me and we run up court. And it really came out of nowhere. That play happened. I was going to grab a rebound. He came and grabbed it. I'm thinking he's going to just toss it to me and we run up court and I'm going to shoot the shot.
It's an air ball at ticked iron. They don't use a timeout at 3. Draymond at 2. They got to get a shot off and they don't.
The whole world thinking that, not just you.
Everybody thinking
Draymond,
that.
come off the pitch. I fuck with you, but come off the rock right there. Everybody in the world knew you were supposed to come off the rock.
Yeah, everybody knew that. And we all figured that would happen. And then when it didn't, I was kind of shocked.
At the end of the day, shame on you if you don't want Kevin Durant on your team. I'm a winner. I like to win, so I want Kevin Durant on my team. And that's kind of that. But who I did call that night on my way home was Bob Myers. Hey, man, what do we have to do to get Kevin Durant? Because I know I took less money.
And then I was just like, oh, Dre, like, let me see that. You know what I'm saying?
What are you doing?
Like, what you doing? Then he turned it over. I'm like, I'm just so confused at that point because he never, ever did nothing like that before. And everybody on the bench was confused, too.
A win for the Warriors, but you would have loved to have had a shot to win the game. So a 5-minute extra period. The Warriors finish on a 19-5 run. The Clippers did not score.
And then we came back. Then I just heard him screaming, and I was like, hold up. He usually screaming when he come back to the bench, but what is he saying? Then he started going off, and I'm just like, maybe it's because I was like fucking pissed that he didn't give me the rock, because I didn't say nothing. It was just in my body language. I was just clapping and just like,
but
fuck.
for your defense, Klay was pissed too.
Klay
If you
was
look at the
pissed
video,
too.
Klay pissed too. Like, throw one of us the rock.
Yeah.
You know you can't hit a house in the kitchen either.
Yeah.
5-minute extra period. Warriors finish and
Yeah,
You want us to rock and let us shoot the bitch.
So, man, then he started coming off the top with all of that stuff, and I'm just thinking,
At the end of the day, shame on you if you don't want Kevin Durant on your team. I'm a winner. I like to win, so I want Kevin Durant on my team. And that's kind of that. But who I did call that night on my way home was Bob Myers. Hey, man, what do we have to do to get Kevin Durant? Because I know I took less money.
The Clippers did not score in the final 5:15. The Warriors scored the last 11 points. They didn't take a shot at the end of regulation, which is a little frustrating.
Well, Draymond was trying to get it to somebody, and he got a little tangled up there. A lot of defenders. Yeah, they were down 8 with 3:32 to go.
And that's how basically, the whole nucleus of the Golden State Warriors derailed, and Kevin Durant, of course, went to Brooklyn.
Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that Kevin Durant is in fact headed to Brooklyn to join Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan.
Draymond Green brought Kevin Durant into the fold just so that Kevin Durant can help them win a championship. He wasn't really looking at Kevin Durant as a friend. All those talks, Draymond Green and him, were close and all this stuff that Kevin Durant's saying is because Draymond Green was basically using him to, get another championship.
the media is just trying so hard to separate this thing, and I was just like, for what? Like, you didn't do that with LeBron and D-Wade and Bob. Like, you didn't do that with those guys. You didn't do that with KG and Paul Pierce. And you didn't try to separate them. It's like, oh, why are you trying to separate me from the rest of the team?
Mm-hmm.
And you actually are making this your job. Your duty to do so is to push this narrative every day. People call me wild for calling it out, but I'm just like, no, I think it's corny.
And I heard you tell Kevin Durant he can have whatever contract he wants next year.
Yeah, that was just for the media. He can't have anything like that at all.
Mid-level.
Yeah, mid-level, behind closed doors.
Because I think last year he told Steph he could have any contract he wants too.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, that was different. He's been here from the run, the way before days. He's earned it.
and there ended the Warriors' cohesion right there.
So much for chemistry. That's when it began. The first fissure.
Put it in perspective, Bob. As a
Who I did call that night on my way home was Bob Myers. Hey, man, what do we have to do to get Kevin Durant? Because I know I took less money.
Because KD was the one that, those 2 championships, KD was balling. 2 finals MVPs. Kevin Durant was, arguably the best player on the planet. Those 2 seasons he spent with Golden State For him to average over 30 points in the NBA Finals on a team like that tells you the type of player Kevin Durant is, right? And he delivered those 2 championships because the entire reason he got there was because Golden State lost a 3-1 lead to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They had no answer for LeBron James. They bring him over. That whole story about, Draymond Green crying in the parking lot after Game 7 in 2016 and calling up Kevin Durant Superman, right? And asking for help.
Did you really text Kevin after in the parking lot after the finals in 2016? Is that a real story, or is there some truth to it?
No, we were on FaceTime actually when I was in the locker room, and we were just talking about the game.
So it didn't come up that night. The conversation about him potentially joining.
No, not that night, but I definitely called
shortly thereafter.
Shortly thereafter, and I'll tell you what did happen that night. Actually, the end of the conversation was like, "Man, did you see that?" Like, yeah, I saw it. I'm like, he like, you saw it? Like, yeah, I saw it. But the whole notion of like me calling Kevin in the parking lot crying is just like some fan who tweeted it and everybody took off running with it. There was no benefit in me coming out like, you're wrong. And this is actually how it happened. There was no benefit in it for me. So I just kind of let him run with the story. Hey, run on. And that became the narrative. Nor did I care. At the end of the day, shame on you if you don't want Kevin Durant on your team. I'm a winner. I like to win. So I want Kevin Durant on my team. And that's kind of that. But who I did call that night on my way home was Bob Myers. Hey, man, what do we have to do to get Kevin Durant? Because I know I took less money.
But when he got there, he disrespects him to his face after getting 2 championships out of him. Listen, in my opinion, I don't think Draymond Green is his friend. Draymond Green was basically, a colleague, a coworker. They gelled and, they had a good team, but they weren't friends because Draymond Green called him in front of the entire team, in front of the entire world, and friends don't do that. Or if they make the mistake and do that, they own up to it and publicly apologize and say they are totally in the wrong, which Draymond Green has never done. He keeps saying that he has his own side of the story. There's no side of the story where, you're going to call your friend out like that in front of everyone. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it. Peace.